Alright, so Sierra Nevada Elementary in Oroville, California. Right now it's December 27th, 2016. This is a mural I painted, I don't know, a couple years ago. What I'm here for is because I wanted to talk a little bit about it, you know. This is maybe like the 10th, 9th, 10th, I don't know, mural that I've painted. And here, hold on, let me see what this button is. I don't know what that is. Okay, so yeah, one of the last murals I painted in Butte. So by this time there was a lot of drama for myself, you know. So I think people miscued some of my, they've been actually, I think on purpose, miscuing some of the images on my murals, which has kind of pissed me off. But at the same time, as an artist, you gotta understand that people do that. So this mural to me represented, when they asked me to do it, this girl Denise, that lady Denise, she asked me to come do a mural, her and the principal, which they were really nice people. I knew her from Butte College. Let's see, and there's another one in the back. So these three, so it was a set, and so I wanted to do different themes on all three. So this one is animals, obviously. I had just come off of doing one for Chico State, which also created controversy. It was more of a still Native American theme, but it was what do you call that? More environmental, sustainability and whatnot. So this one, though, to me, was kind of a continuation of that mural, but you know, obviously for kids as opposed to college kids. But people all obviously, you know, for me, you know, you get it on Facebook or whatever, people trying to make meanings to your paintings, which is, like I said, as an artist, you know, you got to deal with that and accept it. But I don't, you know, I'm doing this video because, you know, I as an artist have never enjoyed that aspect of art. You know, I make symbols or you know, create murals for a reason, and when people put negative spin on it, it takes the whole meaning out of context, and you know, and then I've tried to, there's enough yin yang in my art. You know, I paint about, I don't just paint happy-go-lucky stuff. I paint, you know, things that are, I won't say dark, but have meaning that, you know, is maybe more about pain, especially my early works. So this is my newer stuff, and you know, I wanted to paint stuff that was more happy. So this is what this. So basically, it's kind of utopia. You know, obviously animals. You got predators and nice animals that, you know, obviously everything has to eat something. Vegetarians and whatnot, but hanging out together, and living peacefully. So right here on this side, I created a lion and a duck, a bee, I don't know, honeybee, I guess, a giraffe, 3 mice, which actually a friend of mine, Julia, she actually did those characters in the blanket. And, you know, we kind of talked about it, and I guess she had some pet rats. So we did that, which was fine. And then, I don't know, leopard, I think that is. And then rabbit, white rabbit, which, people, and I guess, when it came down to it, it was kind of like Alice in Wonderland stuff. And then the butterfly, yellow butterfly. And we got a elephant and a turtle. And what is that? Snail. What do you call that? Ladybug. A hummingbird. Caterpillar. A couple of penguins. And then Thunderbird, which actually the school is Thunderbirds. I figure that's probably why they had hired me to do this mural. So a lot of people loved it. Everyone walked by, teachers and students, and while I was working on it, I had Julia help me at the beginning of it. She had just had a newborn baby, so it was a little hard for her, but I tried to work after school and on weekends, but it was cool. It was a good experience. I was used to painting murals in front of people and people appreciating them and walking by and commenting and whatnot. So this experience was pretty much similar. So let's start with these guys. So I think these guys got the most controversy, which is pretty upsetting for myself, but so let me explain. Some people figured it was like biblical, where everybody's living in peace, the lamb and the lion, which is more what I was going for. But it was also, when I painted them, it was, different animals represent different areas in the continents and people and races. So during this time, a lot of white folks, they're putting their cats on TV or on Facebook and kind of, it was cat versus dog kind of thing, or cat, you're either a cat or a dog and all this stuff. But the lion is, more representative of Africa. So I wanted to, during this time Obama was president, and for me I had, the king of the jungle, and I've always liked, what do you call it, cats, big cats. But anyway, so this guy, I put him in top hat, reading a book, more scholarly lion. There's also connotations of later, people thinking like Oz and whatnot, but for me it was, obviously the king of the jungle, animal being civilized, reading a book, being peaceful. And then I was like, well, let me put another race, so it's kind of an ode to white folks, but also black folks, where they can both identify with the animal, I felt. And so I wanted to put something less powerful, physically powerful, next to it. So first it was going to be a hummingbird, some kind of bird, and then I was like, well, what else? I don't want to use that character. That was a person, something that's Native American to me. So I decided to put something different. So I put a duck, and the picture I found was a yellow duck, which I guess kind of is a baby duck, but at the same time, to me, I was trying to create an adult duck, or two equals, two characters that were at the same level of understanding, yet were different, completely different. One And the duck to me was, it's it doesn't really beat people up or nothing, or eat. I guess maybe it eats fishes. I don't know what it eats, but to me it was representing water and air and land, so it can be all three, which was a strength. Even though people see it as weak, it's a strength. And then I think during this time or whatever, there was also the Gangs of New York. I watched Gangs of New York, and I was like, whoa. And the similarities were there, where the natives and the Irish, they were like the movie with the two guys, DiCaprio and Daniel, whatever his name is, was also an issue. Obviously, during this time there was a lot of stuff about Obama and racism, and through all my work that kind of carries in there, but trying to put it in a peaceful way for myself in this piece. The bumblebee was one of the last ones I created. I put it in there just because during this time also there still is something going on with the bumblebees. I remember a friend of mine, her father was a farmer, and they were all talking about the bees, issues with the bees, and on Facebook and all that stuff like that, where they're dying and not pollinating and whatnot, and that's still going on right now. So that's why I put that, and I put him looking at a clock. I was going to put a briefcase in his hand, but I decided not to, just because of time and whatnot. And so, but he was looking at a watch, and they were kind of waiting for the bus. That's kind of what I put him there. I didn't put the bus in there because of time and whatnot, but yeah, so that's kind of what the bumblebee was there. I thought it was a cool character. Let's see, so the giraffe at this time, those kind of represents the nosy people, the people that have long necks, and to me it was kind of, I was going through some of that, so I was like, man, what the heck, so I painted this character for that, but I wanted to make it funny and kind of comical, so, and I needed more of a feminine character, so I put that in there. And then, let's see, there's mice, which I think they might be rats, I don't know, with something, wanted them to be chilling, eating some cheese, kind of hanging out where having a good time, family, but, so, kind of let her have freedom, and she did that. The butterfly is something I always use in my paintings, to represent beauty and change and growth and metamorphosis, obviously, but something where, grew up with butterflies. That's something personal, where butterflies always were special to me. I always seen groups of them growing up in San Martin, monarchs, and the backyard just had hundreds of them every season, so that's something personal. This guy, again, for the white folks in Africa and stuff, kind of both these characters. I had a friend that would use the rabbit as a symbol, so I wanted to make these guys having a good time, kind of teenagers, and writing their kind of future stuff too, where and I figured this is a mural at a school and the boys would be like, whoa, so I guess I didn't like the jersey for the purple guy because it's a school, some schools, a competitive school or something. I mean, as a joke, they were like, oh, purple, I don't know. But yeah, so these guys, that's what these guys are for. Some of the connotations was kind of like Back to the Future stuff, which stemmed off of other murals and people talking about other stuff. So these three guys were the slow guys, the slowest ones. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to, for the kids that feel that they're, slow or fat and are overweight or, ugly or, less than these fast ones, they can understand that their strengths or another strengths, like the turtle and the elephant and, even the snail, which at the time, Turbo, I think, had came out around that time. So it kind of fit with that. The ladybug is all I learned from the Chico State Mural. Well, it was more about luck, or good luck and money. So that that was a little thing for myself. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna use that symbol and make that part of my little story, where the balloons to me represent like getting lifted up, getting dreams, having your dreams lift you up. And then the hummingbird, also part of that story, but it's more Native American, Mesoamerica stuff, where I've learned about that animal being part of our old stories, so I've been using him. The caterpillar, obviously, part of the metamorphosis from being slow to being prosperous, I guess. I don't know. And then the Native American thing was also, I guess, hula hoops. They did hula hoop thing. So it has a lot of Native American stuff. And I've tried to put that in there. That's kind of what they wanted. The lady that hired me or asked me to do this work, that was where they were pulling from, so I continued that. The rainbow, there's a rainbow, which I've been using also. It's also part of the story of Noah, Noah's Ark and whatnot, and part of the Mesoamerican, Native American stories of the hummingbird and whatnot. And that's where this guy comes in, the Thunderbird, where the Thunderbird is a Native American idea, symbol, character, folklore story. And he's chilling, he's kind of checking everything out, kind of the yard duty, more stoic and red. And so I used him to counterbalance with the lion, where the two super character, the characters that are more about strength and whatnot. So that's what I used him to represent the school. Still a male character. The rainbow, I think, helps with the feminine side and whatnot. And then let's see, these penguins. I wanted to put some baby penguins. I wanted to put a whole talent show, people watching the whole talent show, but I didn't have enough time. Well, not enough time. It was just so much work just to doing this. But there was a African American guy younger than me at Chico State had passed away, and I guess one of his favorite characters. And at this time, I was like, the day before, I was pretty sad about it. I didn't know him personally, but it was pretty tragic. So, and he was from Oroville, so I wanted to add something about that in there. And that's where the penguins came in. And obviously, trying to get different corners of the world in this painting. So they kind of represent the North and the South Pole kind of stuff. And that is what this painting is, and I'll go to the next one. If you have any questions, feel free. I'm making these videos so that we can have conversation. All right.